गंगा मैया की, यमुना मैया की, भक्ति देवी की, श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा माधव की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, all glories to the single devotees, all glories to the single devotees, all glories to the single devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paschatya Deshadari Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuromilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Vishtam Savitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupa Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitantam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Radha Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo 16. If you want to become expert manager, you have to be very clear these 6 things. And then next expertise to be able to teach that to your subordinates, those who are under you. You have to make it very clear to all of them, or at least those who are supposed to know what it is, like who maybe you may have 5 devotees under you. So each may not have the same role. You know the whole picture. They need not know. Somewhat they will know, but duties that person, let's say 5 people or 3 people. So cooking. Let's say somebody in purchase, somebody will cook. and then maybe offering, serving also. So we may put it so. That's the fourth thing. So now this fellow may not know necessarily about offering and serving, but he has to know at least those things which are related to purchase. How to purchase. Otherwise, he'll get cheated over there. He'll fall, money will fall down from his pocket. So you have to train in every aspect. Supposed to have learned all these things from childhood only. And similarly, cooking. These are very high class expertise. You should not put 1 kg of salt and two small black peppers in sabji which is of 100 grams. So that kind of thing. So he should know proportion like that. So who will do what? Why? Because Krishna needs to be offered bhoga. Krishna says, Bhoktaram Yakita. So he should be offered. And also devotees have to take prasad, isn't it? After him. When 3 times, let's say, or 2 times, whatever. Where in our voice, our temple, our center, whatever. How and what? What is cooking? Why this is philosophical? Forgive me for my handwriting. Cooking. What will be cooking? And how? So not just somehow, very systematically. So this is one aspect. So how many of you who are managers? Raise your hand, those who are managers. All of us to some degree are managers. Department head, the overall vice in charge, the internal management in charge, like that. So how many of you are very clear about these things whenever you do any service of management? You have to be clear. If you are not clear, you are a bogus manager or you are not a good manager. So you have to be clear. And then how many of you managers you make it very clear to your subordinates about their all these duties. Everybody under you knows exactly who, when, what, where, why. Like follow where in the hostel or the locality around. How? So maybe prasad is to be carried and the books to be carried, whatever. What? That is preaching or whatever. When? So different times of the day, or maybe in the evening hours, because boys are not available in the daytime. So in the evening. So who? So some facilitators. Like that. Why? Because Mahaprabhu has said, Jare Dekho Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh. We don't have so much of energy. So at least we are focusing on youth. May not be able to focus all the youth in Bangalore. At least around us, where we are staying, or the college next to us, or hostel next to us. So that's where we want to focus. And that too, we may not focus on all boys. Let's say PhD boys, we are not focusing. MTech also, we are not focusing. Only BTech. BTech also may not be all. Only first years. So, like that, it has to be very clear. The one who is having everything very clear, he should know what is cooking, what is serving, what is offering, what is offering. So,
The more we
The
distribute.
more you distribute. Yesterday we could have shown several languages. At least we knew these four languages. Of Hindi we could not show. We could not distribute. That was one. And the last is you must organize. If anybody who follows these four laws will be very highly successful book distributor. And any flaw, any shortcoming, any discrepancy in this four, then the books will go less or may not be able to distribute books also. So now you see this is all there. Myself, so I should have books always with me. So many books are there with me. Now also, anybody wants, we can have it there. All the time. So now also I can show after every program I can show the books that I am. So this is always with me. So where everywhere. So I will see where I'm going. I'm going to Bangalore. So I should have Kannada books for sure. So few Kannada books I have already distributed. So these two are remaining, Kannada, and these two are remaining. I took more variety because more Kannada people will be here. So Kannada to be more. I had brought 10 were there. Now, because I kept showing two. So two cab drivers I have distributed. And I don't know where in the plane or somewhere I have distributed. In the plane I distributed English. Somewhere else, maybe three cab drivers. Everywhere I travel by cab, either temple or outside. Temple I cannot show to our brahmachari. But other, and they take it generally. Ask for donation. This offer some donation from heart. Like Ashwatan, he says, what is the cost? Just give for our preaching purpose. So the books may cost 40, 50, 40, 45 rupees. So minimum 50 they give. Sometimes 100 they give, sometimes 200. One man in the plane gave 500 rupees. Other person did not give 1 rupee also. But then overall compensation happened. Because that was 30 rupees book, two books were of 60 rupees. I got 500 rupees. So overall profit of 440 rupees. One loss of 30 rupees, but no problem. That much has to be tolerated. I could not take the book back also. He said, I pay donation. We have to give to cows, etc. So anyway, so when all the time, where in the plane, in the train, in the cab, everywhere. How? By following these four rules. What? Book distribution. So clear. Huh. So like let's say we want to do mass book distribution in a huge scale. I am not the only one. I have a team of devotees. So I must organize first of all. The books should be brought from whatever BBT Mumbai, BBT Bangalore. From there they should come to my godown, and in the godown they should be nicely arranged also, language wise. Otherwise, imagine, Kannada book is there, I was the Telugu is there, Marathi, Hindi, English, and all small book, and somebody comes, I want Kannada. Okay, you go inside and search. Here all Kannada books are like, so it is highly mismanaged. At least BBT has on that one paper, which book, what is the name, which language, weight also they have in the boxes and all that. So, but then the boxes are lying here, there, everywhere in a highly unorganized way. So then you yourself don't know, nor do people under you know. And how will the book distributor keep roaming, all throughout the go down? So you should organize very high class way. Then also challan should be fast. The entry, proper entry. Now people under us should be trained, and the books are gone out. Computerized nowadays, everything computerized. So the system should show how many books are remaining in the whole go down. Let's say Kannada book, whatever book, Perfection of Yoga, or Beyond Birth and Death. So how many Kannada Beyond Birth and Death are there in our go down? That the system should show computer. And then where they are, then you are supposed to know. People under you should know. And then those who come, they should be very fast. So you should organize things very nicely. If you are unorganized, then the book will be frustrated. What nonsense! You follow the. I go and 1 hour I wait to get two Bhagavad Gita, one Kannada and one English. In 1 hour you distribute 4 5 Bhagavad Gita also. But to get Bhagavad Gita from go down, it takes 1 hour. People will be frustrated. They will lose their enthusiasm. So you must be highly organized. We are all educated. How can we be unorganized? So we have to. Wherever you are leader, I'm just taking one aspect of book distribution. So now we'll come to proper books reading. So now it's not management. Reading to the proper. So Okay, not here it will come out. There I'm giving separate topic, but here it will come. The Prabhupada book reading. Then where? Everywhere I should read. Except toilet. That is not possible. You can read in mid talk also. Not a problem. When? When? All the time. Except sleep maybe. When sleeping I cannot read. That sleep is also required. Sleep is one of the signs of intelligence. It's a functions of intelligence. So if you are not getting proper sleep, that means your intelligence is having some disturbance. How many of you thought when you are disturbed, your sleep is disturbed? So sleep also should be there, sound sleep. So that's why part of reading Prabhupada books is sound sleep also. Otherwise, while reading, will be sleeping. So avoid that. Sound sleep. Find out what is the problem. Who? Myself. Prabhupada books. I could read I could read with devotees. That is very good. At least one devotee. If not, also myself also has to read. Swadhyay as a brahmachari. All of us are brahmacharis. And why to read? For inspiration in spiritual life. For bhakti bhavana. Our devotion within the heart should be very high. Then all activities we do are surcharged with devotion. No matter what you do. Just like wire has current, then it's live wire. Anybody touches, so anybody who comes in touch with you should feel the current like that. Like that, you have to be a devotee. That is a devotee. If they feel no difference, they feel is another sense gratifier. Only he was wearing dhoti kurta and tilak with kantimala. Not like that. They should feel the difference. They should get that current of bhakti, current of devotion. So you have to have, and it also helps in all different ways. So how to read Srila Prabhupada books? One says somehow also. Systematically also. Both. So how to read somehow? Uh, like in my college, there's something because our youth preaching in Pune was booming like anything. It was in its initial phase. A lot of college, one after other, were expanding to different new colleges, and we were few only. So a lot of pressure was there on the time. Services, almost no time for doing anything. So then somehow we had to squeeze out time. So I would hide and read also proper books, hide from my authorities. Once my counselor came, I was in youth forum building. Building is a small one, ground floor and upper floor. So there, I was reading in the library. By closing the small door, the door was so small, 3 feet, 3.5 feet. So you have to bow down and bend down, and then you can go. And the other room was also small, but okay, at least you can stand. Person of short height. But then also it was like this, na? So here your head will touch the roof also. Here it's okay. So I was sitting behind the door. When you open the door like this, so behind the small wall, that gap was there. Let's say I was here reading, and the door was opening like this. So it would open like this. Safest position, like that. And it happened that my counselor came on the ground. He entered the youth forum building and he was shouting, Sundarshyam Prabhu! Sundarshyam Prabhu! So I could hear. Terrified. My God. What to do? If I say Haribol or Hare Krishna, he'll come here. He'll know he. I'm here. So I kept quiet. So he went inside part, inside the place he went. There was library there, books and everything. So he searched. He did not find me. But I was not there. So then he came, started climbing the ladder. And I was wondering. And he was shouting also, Sundarshyam Prabhu. So our voice was revealing that he's coming this direction only. So then I was wondering what. Now I have not responded. I have kept quiet. Anytime he catches me, he say, "What nonsense! So loudly I was shouting. You were able to hear, and you are not responding." So by the way, he came to that loft, and then he went to another room. Was there another room, and inside another room. So there he did not find me. So now only one room, and I was there. So he opened the door. The door was closed. So he opened the door. So the door, I was sitting like, so the door came like this. I was like terrified. The book was on my lap. I was on the chair. And what will happen if he comes inside? And he came inside little bit. Little bit only he came, and it was whole room was visible. He saw all the cubicles were there for reading, but nobody was occupying the cubicles. And then he understood nobody there, and then he left. And I sighed. My God, good that he did not come little forward and look at the door. I would have been caught red-handed, and he would have shot me dead with 10,000 cannons because I was also one of the leaders under him. So anyway, so we should read. We have to squeeze out time, no matter what. The best way of reading, how to read systematically, in that only it will come out. We can take that. This is this is not permanent marker. We have to be very cautious in our usage. Sometimes permanent marker we use avoid word, and then afterwards more effort in removing that. So in this, the number one tip is control your tongue. I'm using short forms. Tongue has two functions, as you know, eating and tasting. So you should shut up your mouth. Put a sellotape there, and you can write there. Not fit for speaking, unfit for speaking. Because I have not read proper books. Ears I have not one. God has given us 2 ears and one mouth. So more hearing, more and another is speaking. So don't speak. You should have some place also where nobody will disturb you. Just like we have study room. Maybe in study room you can read Prabhupada books, but sometimes the voice may be having rule that in study room the Prabhupada book reading is not allowed. Others who are studying college books, they are wondering, are this devotee is reading Prabhupada book? I'm in Maya. I should also, and nobody will study. So sometimes, isn't it? In some voices, rule is there. You cannot read there. So that is another thing. Then another room should be there or terrace somewhere where not anyone will, nobody will disturb you mostly like that. And your phone can be kept aside like that. So don't speak. Control your tongue. It's very difficult. Vacho Vegam, I think the other day we discussed in our Saturday morning or Sunday morning. I were meeting. How many of you were there? Vacho Vegam. I spoke from Bhakti Rasamrita Swami Maharaj notes. You're not there. Surprising. It was IVF meeting, no? Achha, okay, it was in Sarjapuram.
No, it is Seshadripuram. This yoga devotees won't come from IVF.
Okay, yoga, they don't come. Okay, take care. Anyway.
First class.
You can hear the audio or video lecture. Anyway. So, if to the degree you control your speaking, to that degree you will be successful in reading proper books. Other way keep speaking. Many times it may get converted into Prajalpan, wasting your time and others' time. So you have to be careful not to do disservice to others by wasting their time. So don't speak. Afterwards, you will speak like anything eventually because you are loaded with so much of philosophy and so much knowledge. And testing also. Prasadam, moderate. Yukta ahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapna bodhasya, yoga bhavati dukkha. Not too much, not too less. Too much prasadam takes us in the mode of ignorance, and afterwards we'll be sleeping. Sometimes in our colleges in voice, I would eat so much, and maybe others also. Discussing afterwards tired, and then on the same prasadam mat only I would sleep. After 15, 20 minutes, half an hour later, get up and wash your hand and plate. Both are like that only. So much we should not overeat. That eating is not good. So not too less also. Then other after 1 2 hours again we are searching for prasad. Where is prasad? My locker has something. So it should not be like that. So appropriate. So these two, to the degree you are able to control your tongue, to that degree you will be effective in proper book reading. Isn't it? If you eat too much, sleep then afterwards too less, too much, or even you are reading Prabhupada books after prasadam. How many of you experience that? Your head is in the book, literally. But so much in the book, the eyes are closed, and not a single alphabet can be. And you don't even know whether your head is on cushion or on book. The book only becomes cushion. It should not be. Then you may walk and read also. All that is required. So now how to read, practically speaking. Let's have this book, Perfection of Yoga. How to make notes also. There is no standard rule as such. Anybody, I have been reading Mahabharata. I read in this. Best is to read in hard book. How many of you read in Prabhupada book, hard book, not in soft copy? That is best. You will get spoiled. A person of my age, I have difficulty in carrying heavy loads. Earlier, I used to take always Prabhupada books. Even sometimes one canto I am reading and that was about to get over. Let's say 50, 100 pages are remaining. I'm going out for 5, 6 days. I'm sure that this will end and next book I should carry. So I would carry both the volumes, the current which I'm reading and the next which I'm supposed to read. So I was having the capacity, physical strength. Now I don't have. So most of the books are in this or in mobile also, but I read in this. And then here it is like this, that what you call, you press and stretch it, then the underlining or highlighting happens here. But best is to use highlighter. How many of you use pencil for underlining? That is very good. So what I would do when I also in Pune I read hard copies only. Only in travels I use this kind of thing, electronic things. So there, any new information there, I would be underlined. And when it is some a point of realization, which is very good for my devotional practice, I could memorize it also maybe eventually. That I would highlight. I would use two highlighters, green and saffron. So green for important words which I wish to memorize eventually. So I would do like this highlighting over that. That is okay. That is highlighting. That is not scratching or erasing. With pencil we cannot do like that, but with highlighter is okay. And for points in the purport, which are very nourishing, realization, etc. Apraha. For Vaishnavi Upasanas, nice. I would highlight with saffron highlighter like that. So the whole book, if you see my Bhagavatam, it will have all these pencil marks, underlining, and then highlighters, two colors, green and saffron. And in margin also, I would write sometimes. Like Prabhupada disciples have done indexing. Here we have chapter wise in one sense indexing. But you know in Bhagavatam, within every chapter there are subtitles. Like these 3, 4 pages are talking about women's position in Vedic life or whatever it is, something like that. But that is for few pages. You could do indexing for each and every paragraph. Like that, let's say this much paragraph is there, 5, 6 lines. I would do like this also. Let's say women's position or Vedic women. It's women in Vedic life, how they would conduct themselves. Or chastity, let's say, another one. This is talking about chastity. Eventually, when you become preacher, you have to give lectures also in different topics. Now you all are into device and all that. That eventually gets memorized, and we show slides also. So not much is required for referring. You are referring to PPT many times. But eventually, when you become preacher, then you could have done indexing of this whole thing also. You understand? Bhagavatam first canto. So then Bhagavatam first canto, first chapter, first verse, and within that this indexing, which is you have read also and you have put the name, so you know what it is. So it is very helpful for you. So next time, anytime you have to give, nowadays I think a lot of software, you know better than me. So if you just write chastity, then immediately it will go in that indexing and it will highlight wherever the chastity or chest, something like that, isn't it? You all know better that. So then you just have to see. Current recently His Holiness Swayam Bhagwan Keshav Swami Maharaj had come to Pune and we asked him how you make notes and all that. He also said the book is not read unless you have read thrice. We were shocked. Like you are saying, my God. Like that, we did not say my God, but we were like, ooh, 3 times. So he must have read 3 times. And he had been reading for a long time. And he would read daily 3, 4 hours also. Because they did not have anything like morning program so much. They were in the book party, big book van party. So morning they would get up, get ready, and chant for 2 hours, and then for 2, 3 hours they would read proper books. No Mangala, nothing. So like that he read all the books of Prabhupada very nicely. So that can be done. Indexing can be done, and you should preach also. Whatever you read, you should try to preach. Best is to read with devotees. Make your own indexing. So memorization part is one part. You all know not 12 lines of Shastrik study. How many of you know? Now I also don't remember all. Like there is a concept called 12 aims of Shastrik, means scriptural study. What are the aims? One is knowledge, which we all get through our classes also, but lot of many other things are there which you may not. Like apatya. What is the meaning of apatya?
Indifference.
No.
Sun.
I am not asking English word, I am asking Sanskrit word. Apatya, not apathy. Apathy is English word. I am asking not sympathy, apathy. I am asking Sanskrit word. Apatya. Apatya. Prabhupada writes in one Bhagavatam purport. No, that is Achyuta. Achyuta is infallible.
Sun.
Hmm?
Sun.
Sun. Okay. This is general meaning known in regional languages. Apatya is in Hindi, Sanskrit word, Hindi also. So that is the general, but there is a deeper meaning which Prabhupada gives. Apatya, one who does not allow his parents to fall in the hell. And in case they fall also, he delivers them. Son only, it is son's duty, not daughter's duty. It is son's duty. He should not allow his parents to fall in hell. Then his son. Like the other definition, you know. Pun nama narakat trayate iti putra. Like mantra. Manastrayate iti mantra. Like that. Pun nama narakat trayate iti putra. One who saves his parents from one hell called Pun, yeah, Put. Yeah. There are 28 main hells and major and many other hundreds of small hells. There is one hell called Put also. So one who can save his parents from that hell called Put. He is called a Putra. Putrayate. Put nama narakat trayate. Right. So this is knowledge part, isn't it? So this should be known. And there is understanding also. How much you have understood it. That's why we should discuss with devotees. And by discussing the knowledge, it goes deeper. Then you can understand the concept very nicely. Because some part you might have understood, let's say 80%. But by discussing with somebody, somebody may share something little more, and that 20% also will get added. And you will understand the subject matter 100%. Then the realizations are also there. Though relation is not so much aim of Shastric study. But then mood and mission is one thing. M plus M. Mood of Prabhupada. In Prabhupada's purport, you will see as you are reading, Prabhupada's mood will be revealed over there. So the devotees in ISKCON should get up early in the morning. Or our devotees in ISKCON, they get up 4 o'clock in the morning and then they attend Mangalatri from 4:30 a.m. Like that. So Prabhupada's mission, Prabhupada's mood will be there. Then what else? Huh? No, not skills. What else? Mood and mission. Preaching application. Okay, personal application. They write like this. PA, short forms. They also have short forms. Personal application. So some points will be just like I said, I highlight with saffron. And the points which are like realizations of proper and I also maybe it's helpful for my own application in my own way. Maybe personal application. Then there is preaching application. It could be helpful in your preaching. Uh, some point. So you have to divide the whole thing for code in different categories. Like that, these are few I told. Around 7 more, which we will taught, but I don't remember now. Anybody knows? In Bhakti Shastra it is taught. You remember? 12 M's. Mission. Memory is also there, I think. Memorization. I'm not sure whether it is separately put or not. But this is how the whole thing should be analyzed. All of us, how many are engineers here? Practically everyone. So how much we have studied books, 10th standard, 12th standard, all the standards, but for topping all,
Theological application.
Theological application.
Faith and conviction.
Huh?
Faith and conviction.
Faith and conviction. Okay.
Moral integrity.
Like faith and conviction, I think they write F plus C.
Yes.
Yeah. So you are something which will give faith or conviction, so you can write that. Then what?
Authority.
Authority.
Culture and etiquette.
Something authoritative you can write. Then
Moral integrity.
Huh?
Academic and moral integrity.
academic, what short form? Moral integrity.
AMI.
So on then
Shastrik authority.
that is done. Any other?
Then
Realization. Relation is there, huh?
Yes.
Sure?
Yes, please. Realization.
Not there, no? It's very advanced only.
Evaluation. EVA. EVA. Evaluation.
12 are written there.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, evaluation. What else?
Personal application.
That is done. Teaching application done.
Responsibility for learning RFS.
Responsible. RFF, they write. Responsibility for learning. RFL.
Yes, please. Responsibility for learning.
Anyway, this is little advanced. We will not. Okay, 2 are only remaining.
Shastra Chakshu.
Shastra Chakshu. Short form? SC. Then?
Academic and moral integrity.
That is done. Theological application, I think. Theological application is done? No.
Aims of my function.
Okay, so these are the 12. So if this is one way of dividing. This is for Bhakti Shastri, this is very important because they ask question like that only. They'll ask the question and the bracket they will cite mood and mission. So though the answer could be going in any direction, it has to involve this mood and mission of Prabhupada. If you don't mention that, don't take the discussion in that way, writing in that way, you will lose marks because you are not highlighted in that. So this is how. Now one thing, let's say I am reading this book somewhere. I am randomly reading. What you have to do, you have to underline. You will learn newer and newer things so that you can either underline, highlight, whatever you want. Better underline with pencil so that in future, 20 years later, that thing would be like known to you like anything. So why should that be underlined? You can erase the underline thing. Preferably don't make notes on your books with pen. Because what will happen, that time it's good, but years later you will feel that this was underlining with pen. You cannot erase it. So you will lament so much writing is there and it's all basic, I know it all. So if it is with pencil, you can erase it also eventually. So whenever you learn new point, you can either put it in bracket or better it's to underline with pencil. And that which is for all time of your life, that you can do with highlight also. Like you have to memorize the shloka. After memorizing also, it remains important only. And you can always relish it. While reading sometimes, and the fast reading, you can just read the underlined and highlighted portion. Other things are not required. That if you are reading regular reading, whole book reading, then you put it. Let's now begin here. Here, this is book The Perfection of Yoga. I'm randomly reading from page 21, which is under fourth chapter, Yoga as Body and Mind Control. So one paragraph. We can quickly see that controlling the mind and body is not such an easy thing, and that we can control them as easily as we can go to the store and purchase something. So this is like personal application. Yeah, I have realized controlling mind is very difficult. But Krishna indicates that these rules can be easily followed when we are in Krishna consciousness. So your authority, Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, that is all there. But now we may not underline because we all know this. This is kind of basic. But it's a good reminder. By reading Prabhupada books, your intelligence will be made stout, very stout. And this is very important in chanting. Prabhupada also said, I have written all these books to inspire the whole world to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. How many of you want to improve your chanting? You may not increase to more than 16. If you could, you can chant 17 rounds daily. Or on Sunday, you can chant 20 rounds. But at least 16 rounds we have to chant. So if you want to improve the quality, you have to read Prabhupada books. because we tend to become physical in our japa or mental. You don't go beyond that generally. Physical, you're tired, you'll go in all angles, all whatever twisting of your body, all that happens, or you may sleep also. So this is physical, and the mental is you're chanting and mind is wandering. That programming of yesterday that went wrong. I said it right today. When should I do that? That you're supposed to do after 9 a.m. But you start uh, adjusting the program here right itself. So physical and mental, these two are very difficult platforms to overcome. But if you come to intellectual platform, you will be able to overcome. Though your body might not be well rested and all that, but your intelligence is very stout. You can control the physical movements of your body also. You have determination, which is part of intelligence. So while stout intelligence will have determination. So you know you are not well rested, but you are determined. You are sitting in Padmasana in chanting straight, and then you chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And you will not sleep, though you might have slept only 4 5 hours in the night, because your determination is very strong. But your intelligence, the determination is not strong. Then your mind will say, "Oh, yesterday night, mosquitoes bit me, and I got up at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. So I'm not well rested." So determination is not there. Then what? Body is not well rested, understood. So then mind is also convinced, and mind is saying, I need to cover up the remaining sleep. And which is the best time? This is the best time. These are non-fruitive hours. These 2 hours are non-fruitive, non-productive hours. Nothing is produced. So this is the time I need to cover it up. Then this is the thing. Mind is convinced. Finished. You will definitely sleep. You will definitely sleep. So intelligence has to be very strong, and that intelligence is nourished and is strengthened only mainly through reading Prabhupada books. Not even through hearing so much audio lectures, because that audio lecture is going on, and you are doing many other things. You are going here, you are going there. You are not so attentive. But in reading, what happens? Unless I have read that line, my eyes cannot go to the next one. Or many times it is not understood, so I cannot absent-mindedly read. So I have not understood that point. So like thinking again, I may read. What is this? Or if not understanding only, so I may put a question mark or something. I have to ask some devotee. I have not understood. Not clear. Okay, I can read it. English, I know I read it. I know there's some English words also, but overall meaning I'm not getting. So I need to ask some senior devotee. So like that. So you have to read Prabhupada books again. Also, it is for coming to the mode of goodness. As 1 to 18, Vasudev writes, Nashta Prayeshu Padreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. That if you want, how many of you want to get out of Anartha Nivritti? So Anartha Nivritti is such a stage, any life you'll begin with Adhushraddha. You have some faith from previous life. Indians born in India, we have performed bhakti in previous life for sure. Previous human birth, maybe less, maybe more, but some amount of bhakti was done. So because of that faith, you will come across some sadhu. Maybe all of us have done little more bhakti. That's why we came in our right young youthful days only. Those who have done lot of bhakti, maybe from the age of 5 only, they will get it from their family, etc. But at least we are also fortunate. We were spoiled in college life to some extent, but in first year, second year, we were introduced. So that is good. So we'll come in touch with sadhus. And next is bhajan. They will take this mala, chant, come for morning program, come for evening program, come for weekly program, take prasad, come for yatra. So bhajan will start. And another, then as the heart is getting purified, then we see so many other. My God, dust is so much. Earlier, I was only attracted to my college girlfriend. Now I feel like everything is for me only. And who should I tell? All brahmacharis are there. These are so pure. They are completely free from sex life. And this brahmachari wants me to be brahmachari. How to tell Prabhu that Ajamil ka baap baitha hai. I was the one who produced Ajamil. How to tell this Prabhu who is so pure? So brahmacharis are also not so pure. They also have gone through something like that. So no problem. If you reveal your heart, then they will help you. So anartha nivritti, you will be stuck. And you keep chanting anarthas, and on the top of that, we offend Vaishnavas because of our ignorance. We don't read Prabhupada books, you will be ignorant about the glories of devotees, how exalted are devotees. And when you are not aware, you will criticize. Understand? And now let's say 15 African people came inside and they said, and we were wondering, who are these fellows? We never preached to them. All that. Just congesting the whole. Already we are jam packed here. So we may not like their sudden what you call intrusion, intruding like that. But then afterwards somebody says, these are all MLAs in Africa, different states. MLAs of Africa, what is that, remove chairs, bring chairs from neighbors and all. We don't have so many things. You see, respect started because we know how exalted these 15 Africans are. And before, how was our outlook? They are intruding. Who told them to come here? So likewise, if you don't read proper books, you are bound. You will, how offensive you will be to the degree you don't read proper books. And the anarthas will increase. Anarthas will increase. And the lives after lives will go in anartha nivritti only. Anartha nivritti is not happening. Anartha pravritti also may happen. And many lifetimes may go like that. Some anartha may reduce, but some more may come. And this is very dynamic. It is not like only they go away. We commit offenses, anarthas will increase. The next sloka says, Tada rajas tamo bhava kama lopa adeshe chete yete ranavidam sitam sattve prasiddham. When you serve the two, Grantha Bhagavad and Vyakti Bhagavad. Grantha Bhagavad means Prabhupada books. And Vyakti Bhagavad means the devotees who are leading their lives according to the tenets, according to the principles, instructions given in the books. Those who lead their life almost 100%, they are pure devotees. But even advanced devotees means they are almost 80%, 90%. Their whole life is led according to the instructions in the books. So they are Vyakti Bhagavas, person Bhagavas. So we should always be following them. If not, then it is very dangerous. And if we follow them, what next is? Then the effects of the lower modes of nature, passion and ignorance, characterized by kama, lobha, deshe, the lust and greed, etc. is there. Lust is characterizing, is the characteristic of passion, and greed is the characteristic of ignorance. So, tada rajas tamo bhava, rajas, passion, tamo, ignorance, tada rajas tamo bhava, kama, lobha, adayashe. Now he cannot write all the 6 another, lust, pride, greed, envy, anger, illusion. He wants to tell it briefly. So adaya word is used for other for another. But 2 here he has written there. Which one? Calm and low. Why calm and low? Calm is representing passion and low is representing ignorance. So 2 has written. And then sitam sattve prasiddhati. One will be this effects of the passion and ignorance characterized by lust, pride, greed, envy. That will all reduce, and one will be situated in the mode of goodness. Sitam sattve prasidati. He will be situated in guna, sattva and he will be prasidati. He will be cheerful. Why are we not cheerful in life? Because passion and ignorance attack us. Like we are sleeping. Can I be smiling and like the most unlikely? We are not cheerful. And even if we are smiling, that is not exact cheerfulness because you don't know you are smiling and you are dreaming something. And in the dream, you got 10 gulab jamun. Somehow, in the voice locker, it was locked. Somehow you got the key and you opened it. And nobody there in the voice. They are smiling. Maybe eating. And you may, like this also you may do. Not knowing there is no gulab jamun in the hand or in the mouth. But you are engrossed, very engrossed in that this thing. So, ignorance or passion also cannot be. We may put up a smile there, like that. But that is not cheerfulness. Cheerfulness is only in the mode of goodness. That Brahma Bhutam Prasannatma. That is Brahma Bhut, one who is on the soul platform. That means the mode of goodness. One who is on the servant's platform, Krishna Nityadas, he is in pure goodness. He is all time cheerful. But person in the mode of goodness also is cheerful. So books reading will bring us quickly to the mode of goodness. So how many of you want to come to the mode of goodness? And the book reading also should be done under the guidance of Vyakti Bhagavad. Bhagavata Podogiya, Bhagavata Sthani. Swarup Damodar Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal secretary would always say this. Bhagavata Podogiya, Bhagavata Sthani. Bhagavata Podogiya. That means read Grantha Bhagavad. book Bhagavad. Bhagavata Podagiya Bhagavata Sthane, by taking shelter of a person Bhagavad. Read Grantha Bhagavad by taking shelter of a Vyakti Bhagavad. So we have both in one thing only. Prabhupada is Vyakti Bhagavad, who is there in his books only. Prabhupada said, I will never die. I will always remain in my books. So if you read his books, you are reading Grantha Bhagavad and you are associated with Vyakti Bhagavad. Both are happening simultaneously. Little more. Of course, everyone is motivated by sex life, but sex life is not actually discouraged. We have this material body, and as long as we have it, sex desire will be there. Similarly, as long as we have the body, we must eat to maintain it. We must eat to maintain the body, and we must sleep in order to give it rest. We cannot expect to negate these activities, but the Vedic literature do give us guidelines for regulation in eating, sleeping, mating, etc. If we at all expect success in the yoga system, we cannot allow our unbridled senses to take us down the paths of sense objects. Therefore, guidelines are set up. Lord Krishna is advising that the mind can be controlled through regulation. So now let's say this point is important to you. Lord Krishna is advising that the mind can be controlled through regulation. So you can underline this like that. And also if you here short note can also be written regulation so that sometimes we may not read there also directly. It depends on how you what is most easy. You can use short form. You can have diagrams. Let's say what kind of like this is not recording, but something like so Lord Ram is the bow and Hanumanji is the arrow. Somebody gave analogy, or it is there in Ramayana. So now you don't have to write sentences. Another way is also there. Bow, Lord Ram, and arrow. Now this much is enough because Ram means Hanuman. That Ha means Hanuman only. Something you can hide. I do this kind of thing circally whenever some person is involved. Like Hanuman is a person. So then I will, like Ram also, I will write like this. It's understood. Radharani, like this. These are all persons. I do. This is my, like a shorthand, what the writing is there. No? That has a standard type. Or even those who are deaf and dumb. For them, that thing. Language, what they call? Sign language. So they have fixed sign language. So when the teacher does like this, they all understand one thing. Because that means that only. But this is not short. This is not that. This is my own way. When I read, I will understand. All of you will say, what is this? Sita and Rama. Sita and Ram together in bedroom or what? The law. You will not understand, but I know what that it is. So this is one way. This is what do you call it? Graphical. Like that. Then there is mind mapping also. That may not be for this, but in the middle there can be topic. Let's say sex control, and then all kinds of for it can go. It can go here, never like a tree kind of, and accordingly points can go. So sex control through one, let's say eating should be regulated or regulation, something. So you have to make it. Eventually you will become expert. You will know exactly where the regulation word should be there and all that. And somewhere else, chanting or spiritual, let's say. Through spirituality, it is possible. One is through regulation, one is through spirituality. Within spirituality, whatever it is, chanting and following Guru's instruction. And there could be this thing, what do you call it? Precaution. So precaution is not going to areas where sex will be agitated by sex, porn movies or net, let's say. Precaution, no net. Similarly, bad friends, something like that. You understand? So this is called as mind mapping, and like that there are hundreds of ways. You could do. Like you see here also how I'm using. Reading is the topic, and like I have drawn line, and I'm putting 6 points over here, and then further things can be there like that. So you can make notes there, or if you have your own book, you can write there also. It depends. You can make notes. You can make write in the diary also, or soft.
Actually, it's because we are very like busy and we go to office. Every place we can't, if we can't carry, if we want to read our personal, we try for online notes, writing notes online. Is that like
Ideally not good, but if you feel see grantham is what? Several pages and one hole is put or two holes are put, and then you put a thread through that and you tie it up, then that is called granthi, not, and then it becomes grantha. Can you put a hole in your mobile? And feeling is there. Prabhupada said, my books are not different from Krishna. While traveling and all, you purchase some fruits, you have less prasad, you offer to my books. How will you offer books to laptop or mobile? You can, but this is
what time is recommended to
for all time you should read hard books, but only when crisis, like I use it only in travels. Like that.
in our office?
No?
Evening, morning,
Hmm?
evening or morning.
Okay, ठीक है. Even Radha Swami Maharaj recommended to all brahmacharis reading hard books. But when it is, you decide. It is very nice. Any other question?
Actually, you mentioned that you prefer to hard books and while traveling you use this. So you highlight in this and that also. I mean,
While traveling, I'll be highlighting in this.
But you like don't try to sync anything from this to that. Like basically,
No. First of all, I don't know what is thinking. I know, but I don't know so much. And I don't have books which I'm reading now. Nowadays, I'm not reading Prabhupada books. I'm reading all the Acharya's books. I read the books which you might not have. Krishnanika Kaumudi. And Sri Bhajan Rahasya. Then Prema Vivarta. These are the books I'm reading. I read Sri Bhajan Rahasya first. Then afterwards I read Prem Vivarta. Now I'm reading this one. Krishna Karanamrit of Bilwamagal Thakur. Bhanu Maharaj has translated around 160 plus books. I have made list of 70 books and I have read 5-6 till now. Another 60-65 I have to get to read. So I'm reading mainly those books. But only when I have to give class, like that day I gave speech, culture of speech. When I give Bhagavatam classes of ISKCON temple, there I may read Prabhupada books. I have read all Prabhupada books twice and Bhagavatam almost thrice, but little bit is remaining, 10th canto of the parish. And I keep reading here and there. But I read many other Acharya's books also now. So those books don't belong to me. They are taken from library. I just read, I make notes in my notebook and I return the books. Like that. And now when I'm traveling, I read Mahabharata. Because so many distractions are there in travels. And Mahabharata is very absorbing. So much rasa is there. So much Bhima is shouting, you rascals, I will tear off your thigh. So when such kind of like a stunning scene in the movie, no? So then you forget all distractions outside. You will not get distracted by this. So such kind of yes.
You said this indexing we did this paragraph session, this paragraph, this. So while we searching, when we want to, let's say, preach, so searching would be easier online or offline में तो search करना कैसे?
No, you can have that thing. Like I can show you here. All my, not all, but at least last few diaries that I have been making notes for last several years. 29 years I have been making notes of the classes that I have attended. So of that, the early stages, 1996 when I came, they are little primitive notes. You understand? Pavarga. Pa means parishram. Pa means hena. Now this I have spoken hundreds of times. I know it. I can elaborate on it. So I don't need those notes. You understand? 1996, 97. That is philosophical notes. Knowledge part, which I have a lot now. But I need little higher now. So last few notebooks, let's say last 10-15 years notebooks, they are all what you call photos are clicked. One expert devotee or some wise devotee only I told him, working devotee. So they click photos of all my this page and that page. This is no notebook, huh? So this page, that page, they click a photo and like that all the pages, two pages like that, and that is all in sequence. They put it, and then I have done indexing of those notes. Not all notes there. There, let's say Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.5. So there, and the notes are only 3-4 lines. And the title is also not there. So I have not put that in the indexing. So that I will show you the indexing. That is all in this, because I cannot carry all my notebooks everywhere I go in India. I cannot carry also. So in this, they are all. Yeah, Sundarshyam Prabhu's note they had given. So now this is one notebook for my, because something is registered here also. We have some intelligence, some brain is there, some memory is there. So I know in that particular blue diary that topic is there which I'm supposed to speak now. So I can search here also, and the other way is also there. So in this BG notes, this is blue ISKCON logo. That diary of mine is blue in color, and on that ISKCON logo is there. Then Jai Srila Prabhupada one photo is Prabhupada's photo is there. So I can open it and see. This is the diary. You understand? The old diary. Prabhupada is there. And then these are first pages, the my travels and all that monthly calendar is there. And this is where it begins. Japa talk by His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu. This is all handwritten and photos are clicked and highlighted. And I read also. So that is all highlighted. Sometimes it is highlighted, not all the time. And this is Srimad Bhagavatam 7.4.24 to 26 by His Holiness Bhakti V. Purna. Bhakti Vidya Purna Swami Maharaj, maybe. Something like that. So the whole notebook is here. You understand? The diary is in this soft copy. And the indexing I have done differently. This is CCCB index. Anytime I have to give lecture on Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, all indexing has been done by His Grace Krishna Prabhu. And Chaitanya Bhagavat also he has done. So I know these verses of this chapter of Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi, they talk about this particular pastime. I can just, whichever pastime I want, I can refer. If you want, you can see here. CC index. Chaitanya Charitamrita index. Adi Leela chapter 1, verses 1 to 14. 14 Sanskrit verses describing the absolute truth. Each verse is subsequently explained in later chapters. 15 to 19 Pranam mantras for Madan Mohan, Govinda Dev, Gopinath. Purport on meaning of Gaudiya. Okay. Then the 20 to 31 explanation of the above verses. 34 to 43 explanation of the verse 1, 6 division. 44 to 52 verses on Guru Tattva. You understand? This is indexing done by him, but I have the photo of that. This is for Chaitanya Charitamrita. Similarly, I have for Chaitanya Bhagavat also. That he only has done, but I have just taken from him. So I can open that also. But my own indexing I have done. Notes indexing. If I open this, Excel sheet is there. So these are the notebooks names. 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock means on that notebook, 11 o'clock diary, whatever it is. And Shishi Radha Kunji's photo is there. This eyelids, one diary is there. Then Hare Krishna Mahamantra sticker is there. So while knowing this, I understand sometimes which notebook, but sometimes that may not be there. So the detailed indexing is there. I can just search through this. Let's say here 11 o'clock. So all these from page number 1, there is Hampi would be other. 9 number, aligning with Srila Prabhupada. 10 number, page number, trust in God's mercy. This is not a page number that way, 1, 2. The whole thing is clicked as one photo. So one has two pages like that. Then 12 is 331 16. 13 is Srimad Bhagavatam Katha by Bhakti Ashray Vidya Vaishnav Maharaj. Then SRCGD. Let's say I am giving SRCGD. Yesterday he had asked me, Achyut Mohan Prabhu, to give SRCGD G part. But I said that is not required. I'll take questions of the devotees. That is more important. But let's say I wanted to give them. So G, he gave me. So then I can just see, okay, this notebook, 11 o'clock, that thing, notebook, in that page number 14, that digital page number 14, not this way. And there I will find that SRCGD. In that G part, I can just read and give class, or I can keep in front also. And that's how I give classes. Or other times I make notes in my notebook, which is in that bag. So I write, and that will become asset for future lectures. You understand? This is previous asset, my wealth, which I'm using currently. But sometimes I may make notes separate. Some kind of topic is given which is not there. So I may make fresh notes, new notes, and that will be again clipped eventually, and that will come in future. You understand? Like Prem Vivarth I'm reading, and I read already. Sri Bhajan, so notes are there, but they are not yet clipped. But they are there in notebook. That will be clicked, and that will. So in future, somewhere I want to just give one class on Prem Vivarth in short. So then I can just refer to those notes and give class. Is that clear? Any other question?
Sometimes we read many things parallelly. Like I started reading Bhagavad Gita when I was traveling because I didn't read anything, just phone. I read few verses of reading chapter. Then coming before that, I was reading Ishopnishad because I had that only hard copy. And now I have left Shivan Bhagavatam on the fourth canto, and Bhakti Saji also coming. So many things are there. And break.
So that's why I preferably read one book only at a time and carry that book everywhere. So our topic is how to read Srila Prabhupada books. Simple tips by always carrying the book with you. And second, open it whenever you get time in between. And third, start reading. Easy or not? Yeah. How many of you have brought your book? Because those who came from Sarjapur voice, how many of you have brought your book which you have been reading? How many have not brought your book? Raise your hand. See, so many have not brought. So it's a failure. Because you cannot read that book now. Okay, here there may be library. You can borrow it. But then it is not your book. Library book. You cannot underline. Understand? And library may not have book here. That book particularly. So then second is how many of you open the book? How many of you open your book? It should not be just in the bag. You should take it out of the bag and open and start reading also. Even if it is for half minute or 1 minute, you must read. You must take it out. Otherwise, how will you read then? And it should be the same book which you have been reading. I said when I used to travel earlier, I should carry both the cantos. Fourth canto is ending and the fifth canto also I am carrying. Fourth canto part 2 and fifth canto part 1. Means fifth canto is in one volume only. So that I don't have to miss. Then I don't have to take any other book, switch over. That is not required. So it is not good. Our passion gets us into many books. This is one third read. This is 50 pages read. That is 2 pages read. Preferably same book. And unless you want to read all the books of Prabhupada, so you have to take one book at a time, completely start to end. I also read like this, Book reading is what for me. I will read this. So now here I know because ISKCON book Prabhupada name is there. But I will read like this. Okay, what is written? I will read this also. So this is not first chapter and all. Then I will read this. And then I will read this also. These are all pages, cover to cover, page to page. Everything. Then at the end I will read this also. Or before also, starting the book, I will read what is written here. Now this is not considered to be part of that book, but I will read this also. Everything I will read. The whole book is read. Like that I read. Thoroughly done. Now next reading I may not, and Prabhupada books I may not read. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktan Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the internet. This is known. You understand? But I'm talking about 1996, how I would read. And in those years, because I come from pure Marathi speaking background, till my 15th age, I never said yes, no, sorry, thank you, please in my language. Only in the school there was one subject called English. So their things were English. Understand? Otherwise, in life, I never spoke yes, no, sorry, thank you, please. Pure Marathi. And I had quite a good mastery in Marathi language. I used to solve crossword puzzles, purchase that time pass is there, na? A lot of time pass, but that was a good food for intelligence. I would take it and I would solve it in 80% done, 90%, sometimes 100% done. Actually, yes, in Marathi, I know many words. It was my first language. So I was trying to master in Marathi. But then eventually I shifted 11th standard English. What the professor would speak, what English. And would be wondering, lot of gaps in the notes, because can't understand what he's speaking. So then I had to learn English because I understood I'm in science. Science means everything will be in English. So I need to. So then I learned higher. I need little basic English, but little vocabulary had to increase. Grammar to some extent, and engineering doesn't require much grammar. It's a technical language. It is not pure English. Though we had one pure English subject also in 11th, 12th standard. So then what would happen while reading Prabhupada book, I would come across some word which I had not gone through because till age 15 till 10th standard, I had only one English subject. That was my third language. That was not first language. So my English vocabulary was poor. So now I come across tough word. So I had Oxford dictionary. So in my notebooks, I would write down that word, let's say transcendental. So I'll write down and I would see in that Oxford dictionary, translate whatever is written there, I would copy it as it is here. Understand also. And while seeing the meaning, let's say transcendental, something extraordinary beyond. So the extraordinary, let's say I don't know. So now next word will come in my diary, extraordinary. And then I will see in Oxford dictionary what is extraordinary meaning. So while reading the meaning of it, some third English word which I have not come, like that, I am stuck there. Like that, I read Laws of Nature book. First book I read was Matchless Gift. I did not refer to diary and all. I just read it, and in 2 days only I completed it. But then afterwards I felt no, this is a nice way of learning English also, and I should read little thoroughly. So next book was Laws of Nature in 1996. This might have been in January month mostly. So then I started making notes, and the notes means more of English words. And it took 15 days for me to read Laws of Nature. If only I would have just gone through it, in 2 or 3 days I would have completed that book. But it took 15 days because all this writing, English words, learning. So I became good in English also. Vocabulary increased and I learned like that. So what was your original question? So don't read too many books. One book at a time, complete it. And you can make a list also, catalog of the books read. So this book is read. Here we have already catalog of here it is not there. But in Bhagavad Gita and all, generally they give, here it is. Here also it is not there. They skipped it, I think. Earlier this, here it is. Any book of Prabhupada, first page, back side, you have all the books of Prabhupada. So if you have your own book, you can take mark there or make a separate list in a diary or whatever. Now the advanced version. And as soon as you read, now you may not read this book first. You may read, let's say, Sri Shobnishad. So start to end. They have a slogan saying, "Be a sage, page by page." How many of you heard this earlier? This Vaisheshika Prabhu, and there are thousands of devotees all over the world who read Prabhupada books. Daily one chapter they read. That is Chad group. Chad means chapter a day. CHA for chapter, D for day. In one day, you have to read one chapter. So what do many devotees do? They just read the translation. Let's say Bhagavad Gita second chapter. They read all translations, start to end. Maybe slokas also and translations also. That is called a chat group. They have their own group. But you can have your own personal way of reading also. So keep tick mark. Vishwamishad is read. Then second book is read. Third book like that. Then you go for Bhagavad Gita. Tick mark. Bhagavad Gita is read like that. Within Bhagavad Gita, you have underlined, you have highlighted, you have made notes in the diary. There in the margin, you have written. And once the whole thing is read, then here in the indexing or in the list, you are putting tick mark. Done. And then you see which one is remaining. Then go for completing those. First, go through all the books of Prabhupada once. That could be very fast reading, but get the concepts learned also. If like in my college days, something I would not understand. So in the evening, when my counselor, my guide would come, he was studying computer science, computer engineering in PICT college, Pune Institute of Computer Technology. That is next to my college, but we are staying in the same place. So I would ask him, Prabhu, this I read today, I did not understand. Could you please tell me? So he would explain to me. This means this way, that way. Then I would understand the concept. And then second book reading, I happened to conduct many exams. That that book is an encyclopedia. So I conducted exam every month in NVCC for boys congregation members and all that. So there I had to make questions. So for that I read the book. So second time all the books of Prabhupada were read for that particular purpose only, for designing question paper. And some books I have read here and there third time also. That also I wish to complete. In life I want to read Prabhupada books 3 times all. Bhagavatam is already read up to 10th canto 71 chapter. and then I have been reading some other books. CC also I will read, and like that I will complete all the books of Prabhupada 3 times. If possible, maybe 7 times. But otherwise, I have hundreds of books to be read in other Acharya's books also. So the plan is there, and I have to just give shape. Basically, I have to control my tongue. Should not speak too much. But in the classes, I have to speak. And like I come here, counseling, many devotees approach, senior devotees, very experienced. So we have to serve also. Vaishnava service is important. But otherwise, I have to control myself and should have my own time. My own Nirjan Bhajan Kutir. In the core of my heart, there is Nirjan Bhajan Kutir. Nobody else. Only myself with Prabhupada or myself with Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur or myself with Bilvamangal Thakur. Acharya is speaking and I am hearing when I am reading the book. Bilvamangal Thakur is speaking and I am reading. So like that. I am hearing that. So this Nirjan Bhajan Kutir has to be there. Daily we should be in that Kutir and learn from our Acharyas, Prabhupada. So all of you should read Prabhupada books. First 15 years generally, you should not read any other book. You should read only Prabhupada books once through and then maybe second reading, third reading also. And then eventually you will be mature devotee, senior devotee. There will be need for you to give all varieties of classes, all varieties of groups of devotees. So there you may read some other books also. That need will be felt and it will come. Somehow it will come. And then that time you'll refer and eventually you'll keep reading also. So you will be thoroughly read in all the books. You'll become very expert. Yes. Any other?
It's all like it should be a coach dedicated time, but how you used to get that taste for how very you invested because Vaishnava
Yes, I was a voracious reader from my childhood only. My father was a shopkeeper, so he would purchase raddi or whatever rice he wants to sell. So he will sell it in paper, no? He put weight and he used to purchase raddi. As soon as he would purchase raddi, I would tell my father, "You go away. This is all my property." And all the newspapers, I would bundle them together and then I would tell him, "This is yours. I'm not interested in this one." And all other books, all varieties of books were there. That I would keep in my locker and I would read them. And I read many stories of Jesus. I read many other books also, spiritual books. I read many Puranas my friend had. So I would borrow from him. I would read. I had joined library also. And I would not study school books. That by God's grace, one day before exam, I would take the whole book, digest and all that kind of thing. Ready-made stuff, question, answer, question. Answer. I would memorize the whole book in one day only and go next day exam. I would be second topper. No desire for topping first topper. That was only before exam. Otherwise, throughout the semester year, I would read. If I did not get any new book, I would read the same book which I have in my locker. Same book I would read. Like that, I was a voracious reader. I was introvertish in one sense. I would play with the boys in the evening, all the kite playing and all that. But otherwise, I was quite introvertish. I would not mix in society and with people. My intellectual thirst was very high. I had to learn always, know more and more things. So I would keep reading. Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita I had read at the age of 13 only, when I was in 8th standard. And from childhood, I had been watching that. And this book is there, very big. I don't know how will I read it. Generally, I would read small books, and they were story books. These are philosophical books. I would be wondering how to read. So 8 age passed by, 9th age, 10th, 11, 12. When I became 13 years old, I said, this is not, now I have to read it. So I took that whole Bhagavad Gita and read page to page till end. And I did not understand anything except one thing, I'm not body, I'm spirit soul. This was only understanding theoretically. So I was a voracious reader.
After coming to devotional service
Also, like that I told you, I hid from my counselor. And Aishamro in the lecture also sometimes has marked, as long as Sundarshyam was reading his books proper, that is okay. But now when he is leading NIT Warangal project, I'm very happy. That means all my reading was like, you understand? It's a shooting in public actually. Understood or not? No? His reading of books is okay, but that is not tangible service. But now when he's leading NIT Warangal project and spreading Krishna consciousness to NITians, that is something which is worth praising and tangible. But then now Radheshampur has understood because I have been reading proper books, I have remained in ashram. All my friends who did not read, They all left ashram. They got married. So now Radhesham Prabhu stresses that devotees should read books also, form Vrinda groups, all devotees should read.
But for the taste also, it has connection with Vaishnava Seva.
Yeah, so Vaishnava Seva will go on now. Anytime I would get, my book would be always with me, whichever I am reading, and I would start reading. No matter what happened, I have to read. Apart from serving Vaishnavas, what is there? We have our personal life. Sometimes we are alone. So when you are alone, immediately start reading. Morning program is over, chanting is over. Daytime Vaishnava Seva. Then afternoon, in my early brahmachari days, we were new brahmacharis, young brahmacharis. So we would be cooking chapatis also. Some of us roasting chapatis, rolling, etc. And some of us would be serving prasadam to all the senior brahmacharis. And after this is 1 to 1:30. 1:30 to 2, I would take my own prasad. We all were servers, cooks, etc. Cooks means chapati rolling. We would take prasad. 2 o'clock, I am free. So then I would go to ashram room. We had only 3 rooms in Kunjabari ashram. So the first room I was staying. So the brahmachari would be sleeping there because they might have come late night and all that. So they would be taking rest and dark completely. No light is on. Bunkers were there because we had lack of space. So many brahmacharis and less space. So they would be sleeping. So in one bunker, which was my bunker, lowest, so I would open the window slightly, and from that sunlight would come. And in that sunlight, I would start reading book of Prabhupada and underline. And all. Everybody is sleeping, pin drop silence. Nobody was snoring also, fortunately. And I would be absorbed in books. So 2 to 3 or 4, I would not sleep. I would try to sleep by night only. Night good rest, 6 hours, preferably. So like that daily I would read. And eventually I was inspired to distribute books also. So then after serving prasadam, I would go to our Jew there and I would take some 50, small books. Then I would go either one Swargate bus stand, which is huge big bus stand in Pune, or Shivaji Nagar. This Pune bus stand was nearest. And I had done so much book distribution there. I was knowing Pune book stand, that bus stand, in 1 hour, 20 books should go. And Swargate, 30 to 35 books. How to go? Because as you serve, you become expert, you know. And it was very professional. Enter bus. Thousands of buses have climbed up and thousands. Because so many buses are there, huge bus stand. That was like feast for me. Whole market, thousands of people and go in bus, they cannot run away. They have to sit and then you announce, Hare Krishna, I am from ISKCON and this book, announce, and now I will come to you, show you. If you like, you may purchase and then cover it up. Sometimes people would blast you, nonsense, what are you speaking? Man is gone to moon and you are talking about all this God and all. Then I would also shout, the gone to moon and what is he brought? The stone in Marathi I would speak. खाएंगे क्या वो पत्थर? क्या अर्थ के ऊपर पत्थर नहीं है क्या? Don't we have enough stones on earth? What's the use of that stone from moon? And he would be like shocked, my God, powerful sadhu. Right? उसने मुझे थप्पड़ मारा, मैंने उसको verbal काट उसका आवाज बंद. And then I would still go and Hare Krishna. People under my God, जबरदस्त साधु है. शांत कर देता है सबको. किसी की हिम्मत ही नहीं आवाज उठाने की. उठाएगा आवाज तो उसको ठंडा कर देंगे, अंडरग्राउंड कर देंगे. Because of reading Prabhupada's books, there was so much vigor to distribute books. My God, there was not a single train in my thousands of trains I traveled in which were left uncovered without distribution. Because I used to travel Warangal every 2-3 times in a month, back and forth. 3,000 to 5,000 kilometers every month travels in Indian railways. Hyderabad, eventually to all the more. Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, every month. 3 days in Warangal, then 2-3 days in Bangalore, and then all that. So every time book, and I had a physical strength also. I had to carry so many books. So by Krishna's grace, satisfaction was there. And I would go back and forth here, there. Sometimes in ACTT would catch. So okay, sorry sir. Again go there. All kinds of insults, all kinds of challenges, risks, but no question of getting discouraged anyway. That power would come from Prabhupada only because of reading his books. I analyzed also for 4-5 months of life. I analyzed in Brahmachari life what is the force which is behind me, because the GBCs, Gopal Krishna Maharaj and Radha Maharaj, they never told me to distribute books personally. Radheshyam Prabhu, the president, he never said Sundarshyam Prabhu you should distribute books. Nor the manager of the temple said. None of my friends said. I was the most enthusiastic in book distribution. So I was analyzing where is this force coming from. So after 4 or 5 months of deep analysis, then I understood it is Prabhupada's books that I am reading. Prabhupada said I will never die. I will remain in my books. Because of associating with Prabhupada so much, he is the one who gives me push. And he gives such a push, he pushed the whole world. For him to push Sundarshyam, the small entity, is very easy. So because of reading Prabhupada books, there will be tremendous, it's like unstoppable. Nobody can come between me and book distribution. Like, and then keep distributing books everywhere. Despite, and score was never a consideration, small score. But everybody in the train should be shown book. Like, I have distributed second-hand books also, cracked books also, torn books also. And I developed faith. My God, Prabhupada books, such a power is there. Torn books and all this kind of everything people are ready to purchase. And once I distributed second-hand book, and I told give some donations. Sir, he said, how much would you give? I said, this is second-hand book. You understand? You know, you give whatever you feel. So he said, I'll give 100. Is that okay? I said, yeah, fine. That's okay. Then afterwards, I came to Pune and I found out from Jivada department. I think that was teachings of Lord Chaitanya or some book. I asked how much is the cost. They said 70 rupees. I thought, my God, original first-hand book is 70 rupees, and I distributed second-hand book for 100 rupees. Chai. I got. It was very thrilling. One young girl was sitting. I showed her Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's book that what frequently asked question or what? He has no some book. Unanswered question, something like that. So that was this much, huh? 100, 150 pages. It was cracked exactly in the middle, two pieces, but the outer page was there, but inside. So I showed her that book, and she was a young girl, mostly computer engineer. So then told something. Then she said, how much? I said, give from your heart, whatever you feel like. She said, it is a cracked book. I said, yeah, I have shown you cracked books. So then she said, I will give only 50 rupees. I said, fine, whatever you feel like. I had to give. So that book was for 100, I think. So she gave 50 rupees, it's half the cost. I said, okay. Second hand book anyway. Half is also good enough. So you'll get. Anyway, book discussion another. So anything more about your question is answered? Yes.
Yeah. No, I was asking that you mentioned the point that in order to completely understand the girl, we should have a discussion point. So 20% we will be able to do. My question is, shall we approach one particular scenario and ask those questions?
Yeah, that is minimum. Somebody who have to ask, because we are not knowing the answer or we are not understanding the concept. So some senior who would make it clear. And if not, senior is not available, then with some few equals, one equal or two, they are able to clarify, fine.
So to check the points, I don't have to go to multiple.
No, you don't have to.
So it will create more confusion, right?
No, it will not create more confusion, because it's all there in everything is there in Prabhupada books. As far as Prabhupada books and philosophy, there is no ambiguity. But if you are reading too many books, like I am reading Prabhupada books also, Vishnu Chakra Thakur, Jude Goswami, Sridhar Swami, so there some differences come across, but everything one should be very mature to be able to resolve all contradictions. That maturity is required. That's why one should in the beginning not go for reading all the books, even within ISKCON. One should read only Prabhupada books. And Prabhupada, the way he has given, it's very crystal clear message, no ambiguity, no confusion, and the same points are repeated elsewhere also. In case you get stuck here, there it will clarify that way. Bahu Shastre Bahu Vakye Chitte Brahma Hoy. If you read too many scriptures and hear from too many devotees, you will be confused. That's why we have a counselor, and we are in one setting and we hear from them. It should not be hearing from too many. Sometimes it could be confusing.
When Prabhupada used to tell that we should analyze the books, whatever we have, from multiple angles, turn the points. So what he mean by
that you can speak, give classes, so then people will ask questions based on your classes. So you will, churning will happen by yourself. Apart from that, you can discuss with your friends also. In our college days, what happened when we were in final year of engineering, in our wise, not so many brahmacharis, one brahmachari, they would not be able to come. So then we would have our own class only. We would take Bhagavad Gita, all of us, we were 15, 20, or 15, 18. So we would read one shloka, translation and purport. And after purport, then we all would give our purport. They are all preachers. Na? We would be preaching to all the boys. So then it's like, I heard like this from Prabhu Prabhu and this shloka. And then the one shloka is enough for that discussion. That morning class is over in that one shloka only. Because we are so many and everybody had something to share. Plus we are reading Prabhupada books, we are hearing so many lectures. We are quite astute in the knowledge, in one sense. Quite means not like fully, because we are still in Krishna consciousness for 3-4 years only. Yes.
You were mentioning that read book whenever possible. So this is my personally I have faced. Like you also asked how many brought your books and how many opened their books. So the problem with me is that I feel like I need some 30-40 minutes slot to properly sit and absorb myself into book. So if I have some 5-minute, 10-minute slots here there, I don't prefer to open a book. And then I keep waiting for that 30-40 minute slot in my day, and some sudden ad hoc service comes and then I don't read.
Yeah.
So
why don't you try to adopt what I said? Radheshyam also said, in between two services, a devotee should, brahmachari should start reading books. Even he said that, and I follow that. A devotee driving scooter, I myself sitting behind, and I would read properly on scooter. Understand? In Pune, going from my college to temple, Kunjaveri temple. Because he will be driving, he cannot. I will be reading behind. His back is also there. He put his back, like he hold it, and with one hand you hold the scooter also. Something happens. Physical cross body should be protected, but mind should also be protected. Like in all conditions, I have read Prabhupada. Only in toilet I did not read. I have done that with my school books also. I have read in toilet also during exam.
And one thing is that you need certain amount of absorption.
Concentration.
So that you don't get while reading that 5-10 minutes in some between of some service.
Not like that. If
Then-
you limit your thinking like that, then it will be like that. If you are always hankering for reading proper books, then forget about 1-2 minutes. You start, you read, and first line itself is so stunning, so touching, and so inspiring. One line, and then you go on and on. You are hungry, na? Damn hungry. Like let's say, imagine, that's what I was also thinking. Let's say you have overeaten and all that. And which is your favorite sweet dish?
Sweet rice.
Sweet rice. Okay. So you have overeaten and you are thinking, I got for digesting. I think I should walk a little bit. And somebody gives you sweet rice. What is your feeling? Bro, is it okay if I keep it in my locker and take it in the evening? Now you cannot take. Yeah. Overfed, is overeaten. Like that. So likewise, if you are very hungry, you are ready to eat anything. Even stones also you may eat and you can digest also. So like that, if you are always desperate to read proper books, even 1 second or whatever, 5 seconds is enough. भगवान श्री कृष्ण का ऐश्वर्य सोचकर कुंती देवी ने यशोदा की भूमिका निभाने का साहस नहीं किया. Because Kunti Devi didn't Aishwarya, parental ras only, parental Vatsalya ras, but Aishwarya Yukta, not like Yashoda. This is enough for you to contemplate on Kunti Devi, Krishna, and all that. You are completely surcharged with devotion. One line is enough. Prabhupada said, na, this one book is enough for deliverance of the mankind. Then he said, why one book? One page is enough. Then he said, one page, one paragraph is enough. Then he said, why one paragraph? One line is enough. Then he said, one word. This is enough for the deliverance of the mankind. One word. I read one line here. Prabhupada said, one word is enough. And it is true. It is true. If you take shelter of Prabhupada through reading his books, you will be desperate like that. And such a knowledge. If you are hungry, you are ready for it. If you are not hungry, if you are contaminated in some other different way, if you have taken association of some others who criticize Prabhupada, saying, oh, what is there in Prabhupada books? It's all basic, same thing he repeats. Like that, if you have been contaminated, that is one thing. Understand? And otherwise, if you get bogged down by your own thinking, oh, I need 5 minutes without that, or half an hour, then 5 minutes it will get wasted. No? At least in those 5 minutes, then you can hear lecture if you are okay, or you chant in one round. Do something
like that.
tangible, don't waste time at least. But then your reading may not happen so much. Isn't a boon boon se banta sagar. Drop by drop makes into an ocean. So if you read one line, then after 1 hour you read 2 lines, and then at the end of the day you have read 2-3 pages. That's okay. Another strategy you all can follow. One tip for book reading is you will not put your prasadam first morsel after Mahaprasada Govinda prayer without reading for 10 to 15 minutes. Prabhupada. Mahaprasada Govinda prayer. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhav Jagannath Baladev Subhadra God Gita Shri Prabhupada Mahaprasadam Ji Jai. No, you cannot put hand in the plate. You pick up Prabhupada book and start reading. 10 minutes minimum. Before every meal, you have to do this. Then, if you take 3 meals, half an hour. If it is 10 minutes or 45 minutes is done, if you take 10 minutes. How many are ready to follow? Raise your hand. Nobody is raising hand. नहीं जीना तो क्या जीना प्रसादम के बिना मर जाऊंगा मैं बिना प्रसादम के जीता हूँ मैं इसके प्रसाद के लिए मरूंगा भी इस प्रसाद के लिए. But I will not read properly. So much determined here, so much liking you have for prasadam. I wish I had that kind of attraction for prasadam. I'm not so much, but my intellect forces me to read. It's like intellectual thirst, hunger is more than physical hunger. So without book, I will die. So that's why books are my Jivan Sati, life partner. And that's how Prabhupada is my life companion.
Basically, when I read, I tend to underline every line. Okay, ये अच्छा line है. जबकि पढ़ा बहुत बार है. And end up कि बहुत सारी lines underline हो गए हैं तो full हो गया.
So if you want, you can put it in bracket, that sentence or the whole paragraph. Then you may avoid underlining. But underlining is also not a problem because if it is below the line is there. Below the sentence, the underline line is there. It is here. Next time also it is readable. But you also have to take a closer look as to why you are underlining everything. First time is okay, but next time then.
It's ये does that like
that too, you are a youth student. You are staying in Vice. You have been hearing lectures, so you know already a lot of philosophy. You are preaching also. So why you tend to underline everything?
So that at every time I should remember every point. अगर मैं किसी से बात कर रहा हूँ, किसी को कुछ पढ़ा रहा हूँ, so ये सब points I should be able to tell. Means I should.
But just by underlining, you are able to remember.
No.
Then what's the point? Better you memorize that line 3 times, 5 times, or maybe 10, 15 times you read the same line. Or the same paragraph you read 10 times. Prabhupada said cram my purports. So why don't you cram few purports or few paragraphs of some pages of some book? How many of you have crammed one purport of Prabhupada? Either from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, or Chaitanya? No one. Yourself. Good. Prabhupada said cram my purports. So all of us are quite behind. Even I have not crammed. One purport I had crammed a little bit. That Narada in previous life, his mother was bitten by a snake. In the night she went for milking the cow. So there the paragraph is smallest paragraph of 3 lines like this and maybe 2 or 3 sentences. This is the way to drag a sincere soul to the lotus feet of the Lord. Something like that. So I had memorized it, but afterwards again I forgot. Because I thought at least Prabhupada said cram my purport. At least one purport I should cram, and this is the shortest, just 2-3 lines. So I crammed it, but I again forgot. So repeated reading is required. 3 times we should read every book. That is best. Yes.
We are underlining and highlighting books, and then like if we are not able to complete reading book quickly, then there is
some kind of ill feeling, something like okay, then you don't do that. You keep reading. Have first reading, super fast reading, complete all the books. Then go for second reading. Now you have satisfaction. I have read all the books. Now this is second reading. Then you start underlining and highlighting. I did that to some extent because I did not have my own Srimad Bhagavatam set in my first reading till fifth canto was covered. Then my friend, when I passed out of engineering, he gifted me my entire Srimad Bhagavatam set. In sixth canto onwards, I started reading in my own Bhagavatam set, gifted by him. Then I started underlining, highlighting. Earlier, I would borrow books from Brahmacharis and from Radhesham Prabhu here, there in my college days. I did not have enough money to purchase Bhagavatam. I did not have my own set. So then I would read the paragraph and I would make some notes, some important points. Then I felt that this is taking too much time. Like this, if I keep reading, it will take several years. So then I thought I'll just read. Some notes were made, few pages, but then afterwards I stopped and I kept reading because it was not my book. I cannot underline, I cannot put any mark there. So I read all like that, super fast reading till fifth canto, and then I got my own set in sixth canto. And apart from reading, I was underlining, highlighting also. Yes. Any other online? Any question? Yes.
You see, why giving device or some session, we are referring to some other session or notes. So उसमें क्या होता है कि I tend to do whatever that speaker is saying, जो भी उन्होंने example दिया है, जो भी वे में बोला, I try to replicate it. उसमें तक है कि I'm just trying to remembering it and जो realization है, what my understanding जो जिस वे में convey करना है, वो चीज़ नहीं होता. इसलिए सेशन में कभी क्या होता है कि I missed कि अब मेरे को next क्या बोलना है या फिर वो conviction के साथ नहीं बोल पा रहा है.
See, you have to know your problem exactly. Now I am not still clear exactly what, because you are getting too much into that one point. Several other points are getting missed out because the speaker
I'm
is
trying to
continuously
cover
speaking.
all the points, every point जो speaker ने बोला है, जो example दिया है, जितने example
So best is to get his audio recording after the class and you make elaborate notes and hear the class with attention. That is one option. Otherwise, just make short notes while he is giving class so that you are with all the points that he presents. And then the short points after the lecture is over, you elaborate because you have heard some memory is there, retention is there. But in case you feel no, some points are not yet getting recollected, so then again you hear audio lecture if need be. Otherwise, you can just.
And also, this should be understood कि हर point हम नहीं बता सकते lecture में, हर point cover नहीं किया जा सकता lecture में, कुछ ना कुछ तो छूट सकता है. But
while you are speaking or you are hearing?
While I am speaking.
That everything is controlled by Krishna. When you are giving lecture, if you give hundreds and thousands of lectures, you will be very clear. It is not me. It is Krishna only. Mattaspratir jnanam apohanam cha. I prepared this thing and while giving lecture, something else only came out. Or many points remain uncovered. Krishna is the controller. We are just the mouthpiece. We are just instruments in his hands. Okay, part of our sincerity is before class we make nice notes, according to the purport or whatever. But then while giving class, it is the internal potency of the Lord, Radharani. The whole thing, according to how sincere you have been, and how much you surrendered to your Guru's instruction, Krishna will bring forth. And audience also, what is their frequency of eagerness to hear and all. So Krishna will pull out words and sentences from your mouth, which you yourself are surprised. I get stunned by my own lectures only, and I appreciate myself only, not out of pride. And I become humble, knowing that it is not my point. It is Krishna brought out. Once I had gone for youth preaching somewhere in India, and or somewhere in Pune maybe. So evening my class was there for senior boys. There was camp going on near NVCC. NVCC temple was not there. So Radhesham Prabhu's class was there. It was supposed to end at 7 o'clock my class. So then I reached. I was having fever that day. I was feeling uneasy, and I was wondering how will I give class. Then one hope I had, Radhesham Prabhu always extends his classes. So his class may go long time. Then my class will be hardly anything. And surely that what happened to some extent. I went and his class was going on 7 o'clock, 7:05. He saw me coming and he knew I'm the next speaker. So then he ended somewhere 7:10. He said, now I should end because Sundarshyam has come. He's here. You'll be happy to hear from him. So I will not take time. I will end here like that. So then he got up. So I was happy. He's going. He went behind. He sat behind the student. And I was stunned. My God, Prabhu is not going only. Now what to do? But I had to give. And I am personally physically having illness, high temperature. It's not very high, but And that is understood from you. You are not in good frame of mind in once. And then that to top of that, he's also sitting. But anyway, I spoke, and the lecture was so amazing. And Rajesh Amru liked it so much. After I ended, he came again. He sat on us. He said, "Now let us, such a nice lecture, let us revise the lecture." I was wondering, what is this? He's my senior. He's my savior. Why should he revise my club? And he revised. And the boys were also bubbling with him. Okay, this point, that point. And he said, "What is that point Prabhu made? Sundarshyam Prabhu made when goal becomes what? Something like that." So then the boy said, "When goal becomes hazy, one goes crazy." And Radhesham said, "Yes, what a point! Amazing." And that was the first time in life the words came out like that. I never thought about it. While in the speaking only, it just came out. One goal becomes hazy, one goes crazy. And then onwards, Raishamro also appreciated, I also appreciated, boys also appreciated, and I started quoting in many times whenever that kind of discussion came. And I myself was stunned. Wow, very nice sentence. So because I'm surprised, happy, I understand it is not my point. It is Krishna who wanted to make that point, but he used me as an instrument. Because I don't remember anybody else speaking like that, nor did I know it. So Krishna brought forth, pulled out such words. And not only me, like that all speakers get realizations. Okay, something amazing flows, some kind of current flows through you. And that is Srimati Radharani, internal potency of the Lord. She wants to inspire everybody, including the speaker also, because both are doing services. So audience is doing Shravanam Seva, and the speaker is doing Kirtanam Seva. So both should be. She wants to. No, he says, no. I quote many times. Ladini karaye Krishna Ananda Aswadan. Ladini Radwara kare Bhaktera Poshan. In Adi Lila Chitra Charitamrita 4th chapter, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami quotes. I don't remember the verse number. So he says that when we render devotional service, we provide Radharani to Krishna. So Krishna becomes very happy. Ladini Karaye Krishna Ananda Aswadam. Who will offer Radharani to Krishna? We have the strength, we have tremendous power. We can offer Radharani to Krishna. And Krishna is always happy with Radharani. She is the best servant, best associate of the Lord. So we do that. So Lord is very happy with us. So what he does? Ladini Radwara Kare Bhaktera Poshan. He gives that Radharani to us back and nourishes us through her. So it is Radharani who comes out, makes such words, she pulls out through the mouth of the speaker who wants to render Kirtanam Seva. And for those devotees who are hearing in audience, because they want to do Shravanam Seva. So that combination, amazing things happen. And it is out of the world. Achitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantasya mama nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. They converse about me and they derive great pleasure in it. So hearing is such relishable thing, and speaking also. Krishna Katha is like that, intoxicating. So anybody who absorbs in Shravanam and Kirtanam, he'll forget the whole world. That power is there. Radharani is so charming. Krishna gets mad. Supreme Lord who is attracting the whole creation, everybody. He gets enchanted by her. So you can imagine the power of Radharani. That is Bhakti Shakti. That's why you should engage more and more in Shravanam Kirtan. Yes.
So usually we have that, when we read one books like Bhagavatam, Chaitanya, we feel so happy that, we have read it. Now to take the task again for the second time, like as you said, only when we read 3 times, it's like actual reading.
That His Holiness Swayam Bhagwan Keshav Maharaj, I heard from.
That's true also.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't know, but still.
So you do one thing. If you are very confident or overconfident, you give that book in the hand of, like, let's say Prashant, your brahmachari friend, and say, "Bro, ask any question from the book. I have read the whole book, and I am Shruddhidhar of 2024 Kali Yuga." So he will ask you all questions, and you will understand. 70-80% you don't remember only, or something like that. At least few percent, isn't it? If it is small book, you may remember, but if it is a bulky book,
so now to read for the second and third time, it's too like.
Don't read that book immediately. Go through other books. Go through all the books of Prabhupada once. By that last book read, then the first book read was like 5 years back, 6 years back. You might not be remembering. So you can have inspiration to read it again. If not, give that first book in the hands of Prashant Bhai and tell him ask any question. And he will ask question and will think, Prabhu, after your questions, I feel well, I have not read only this book. I don't remember only all this. And in case you remember everything, then he will start praising you. You are Shrutidhar. And you can repeat to the whole world then. That is your next service. You don't have to read second time that book. You tell the whole world. 800 crore people are there in the world. You go to each one and tell. Speak from verbatim what you have learned. Isn't it? Any other? Here is one Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. How to get that desperate desire to read Srila Prabhupada books? By serving Vyakti Bhagavats. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Anartha will reduce. Then you will be desperate for Krishna consciousness. Radharani is compared by our acharyas. There is one book, Srimati Radharani. His holiness Radha Govind Swami Maharaj. She is compared to Chataka bird. Chataka bird looks. It is in the Manas Sarovar. In the Manas Sarovar, some branch of a tree, and there this bird is sitting, Chataka bird, and it is looking at the rain cloud, but Swati Nakshatra rain cloud. It is going to take water from that cloud only directly in the bigs, not after falling in the pond. Manas Sarovar is famous for its crystal clear water, no contamination. But this Chatak bird will not even accept one drop of water from that Manas Sarovar. It will only look for that Swati Nakshatra. And in Swati Nakshatra, when the cloud rains water, it will take in the bigs. But then before that, there may be thundering, thunderbolt. And sometimes it can crash on the head of the Chatak bird only. So, imagine thunderbolt striking you, like lightning striking you. Your whole body will be dried up, immediate dehydration, whole body is burnt in one second. And the Chatak bird falls in the waters of Manasarovar, which is very crystal clear. But it falls in such a way it will fall on its back. So that if it is falling on the stomach, then the beak will go inside the water and it will happen to drink some water. So that should not happen. I will accept only Swati Nakshatra, rain cloud, water drop. That is the determination of Chatak bird. And Radharani is like that. Krishna and Krishna only. Nobody else. So much focused. Absolute concentration. No chastity, height of chastity. No question of any other thought and all that. So bhakti is like that. Radharani is bhakti, 9 processes. If you practice it, you will be desperate. So we associate with great souls, pure devotees. By that we get it. And then we are desperate for performing bhakti. Our connection with Krishna, we want to revive it, make it solidified, highly thick, concentrated. So then bhakti is the only way. Bhagwan and Bhakta are connected through the medium of link of bhakti. So we perform bhakti. So we will be desperate like that. Any other? Yes.
Should we set some like minimum quota also per day that this much Prabhupada book should I read? And like while making notes and writing indexes, those things also we count in that quota, like how?
That indexing, the point will be one word, no, generally, not sentences after sentence. If you're making notes, then there may be some sentence. But there only in margin, if you're writing one word, like I said, Vedic women or chastity or something like that, that hardly takes any time. That should be included. But if it is making separate note, it is different thing. And there's no hard and fast rule for anything in devotional service, including reading of Prabhupada books also. But we could make our own some rules which will enhance, help us to read better and all that. So you decide what you want. In case you have sadhana card which you feel and your counselor has some expectation, you could ask him then what is his expectation. But otherwise there is no hard and fast rule. But it is like daily we chant minimum 16 rounds. His Holiness Atma Nivedan Swami Maharaj who came to Pune, he was telling, just like in ISKCON, every day 2 hours of chanting, that means 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra, which more or less takes 2 hours, is compulsory for everyone, every serious practitioner. Like that, it would be so nice if 2 hours of reading of Prabhupada books is also made compulsory. So nice, huh? So 2 hours of Shravanam through reading Prabhupada book and 2 hours of Kirtanam through chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As well as Radhana Swami Maharaj quotes, I have heard at least 2-3 times in his lectures. but I don't know where it is because he got some close association of Prabhupada also in Vrindavan before he became full-fledged Hare Krishna devotee. So there Prabhupada might have spoken with some. So he says, Prabhupada said in Vrindavan that the greatest austerity is to read my books 3 hours every day. Maharaj quotes like this, Prabhupada saying. So I don't know where it is. It may be there in Prabhupada books or somewhere in conversation. It may be there. So then, like all devotees are shocked. 3 hours. So Maharaj says, okay, that may include 1 hour of morning Bhagavatam class and 1 hour of Bhagavad Gita class in the evening, which many of us don't have Bhagavad Gita class in the evening, isn't it? Morning we may have 1 hour. Bhagavatam class may not be there. Your voice youth lecture may be there. It's youth forum lecture. That also may not be 1 hour. Sometimes the classes are for 45 minutes, 40 minutes. So that way, greatest austerity is to read Prabhupada books 3 hours daily. So think in that direction. How you could read 3 hours daily. In the letter to one Prabhu, I don't know his name, remember. So there Prabhupada says, every day devotee should read my books for 1 to 2 hours daily. Prabhupada expects us to read his books minimum 1 hour and if possible 2 hours. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Swami Maharaj would say that anybody who reads Prabhupada books 2 hours daily, Maya cannot touch him. Maya cannot touch him. If you read less than 2 hours, Maya will touch you, kiss you, embrace you, and kick you also, slap you also, stab you also, and do everything. He'll make a football out of you. And the football she will kick in such a way, it will out of boundary, out of pavilion, out of stadium, and it will become invisible also. So be careful. Read daily. We need to sharpen our intelligence. How many of you feel Maya is very strong and she overpowers us? There's no doubt. So then what is next? How many of you feel Krishna consciousness has the strength to overpower Maya? How many of you feel you have been practicing in that way? Krishna consciousness. Yeah, so that is what we are requesting you. Practice in that way. If this job is coming in between you and Prabhupada book reading, give up job. Hell with this job. Not a software job in Bangalore. Shunyayita jagat sarvam varinda viram. Nothing can come between me and Krishna. किसी की हिम्मत मेरे और कृष्ण के बीच में आए उसका नामो निशान मिटा दूंगा. You should leave your job in such a way. Don't go only. After 10 years, you should not remember. You left company. Which company? Yeah, I don't know. ISKCON was the company which I joined. So some other company was there, it seems. So Maya was there. I stopped going only. I was saved. If possible. If not possible, then load of energy will go. 8 hours job. Going, coming in Bangalore. Hellish traffic, congestion. That, even if you are working from home, still 8 hours. 8 hours if you are free. Just look at our Prashant Prabhu. Free bird. Flying, keep flying in the morning. Amazing. Our Prabhu is there, Raja Vijay, Achyut Prabhu. And I am there. Free. Absolutely free. So free that our authorities are also not catching us nowadays. They raise their hands. They are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Earlier, at least that Sundarshyam Das was in ISKCON Youth Forum building. We could go close and catch him. Now this fellow goes everywhere. Cannot even catch him. So a lot of freedom is there. So I request you all to become brahmacharis. How many are ready? Raise your hand. Everybody must raise hand. Hare Krishna. It's a compulsory. Okay? It's compulsory to surrender. I don't have gun, but I have Prabhupada books. Prabhu went so much in ecstasy. And Prashant Prabhu is not exhibiting his gross body, but subtle body is in equal ecstasy, matching with his frequency. What a wonderful way of making brahmacharis. So Prashant Prabhu should come more to Bangalore. We have 10,000 brahmacharis in Bangalore. Haribo! To begin with. Then we'll have one land. See, we need youngsters. I joined when I was In ISKCON, I came at the age of 17 years, 9 months. As such, I came when I was 6 years and 9 months, first exposure in 1984. But eventually, in college days, and then 17 age to now 47, 30 years. And if we remain alive for 30, 40 more years, we could render more service. You can give so much of energy, full-fledged. And take training for 1, 2, 3 years as a brahmachari. Afterwards, if you feel this is very nice life, but not for you, you can marry, you can have a job. You always get a job. Nokri and chokri, never a problem for Krishna. Krishna will arrange nokri for you, some job, through his earning there, and chokri, one girl, devotee, who will marry you. Hey, mere pati dev, master, like that. But if you remain in ashram, bhakri. Go outside ashram, nokri and chokri, two things. But if you remain in ashram, bhakri. We brahmacharis are lovers of bhakri. So daily Krishna gives bhakri and that to hot hands. He's specifying hot bhakri. So we are not interested in nokri and chokri. So Krishna says, okay, take bhakri. And we are happy with bhakri. So Krishna will arrange. Don't worry. How many are ready to join the Arey, what is this? Come on, Prabhu, you should encourage me to come next time. Everybody should raise hand, then I'll be highly encouraged. Please raise. No force. Radhesham Prabhu chastises me whenever I force voice. So I only give tremendous, strong inspiration. I never force anything. It's my rule. Otherwise, Radhesham Prabhu catches my ear, which I don't want, which I don't like. Very strong inspiration you have to use. Okay, any other question about reading Prabhupada books? If not, about joining ashram. Yes.
In traveling, we are wearing slippers or shoes. So, in wearing that, can we read Bhagavatam?
Okay, you can read whole thing. No problem. Yes.
So generally, we have the tendency to read and revise those sections that we are speaking. If we are speaking to newcomers, generally we go to Bhagavad Gita, but I don't feel the expression to we read Bhagavatam, but to revise that because we don't have the opportunity to speak.
So first revise Bhagavad Gita with new boys or new people, and then after some time start revising Bhagavatam. Bring them to higher level, na? That's what I appreciate about His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj classes, and I hear them from 89. I'm hearing 1989. I'm hearing is I was not there in ISKCON, but I have been hearing again. Why? Because he has the same audience who were at beginning 1989. They were quite new, and he's speaking quite basic thing, very powerful, forceful way. You all can hear that. And then 1990, 91, 92, 93, same audience is there. Same Dwarkadish Prabhu, same Gaurang Prabhu, same Radhesham Prabhu, same Brahmacharis, same Grihasthas, same Matajis, like that. They are advancing in their age and in their devotional service practices. And Maharaj is addressing them, and then the level of the speech, the what do you call it, input that is giving goes on higher and higher and higher. Same thing you can find in Prabhupada books, especially Bhagavatam. You read first to 12th canto with quite some high speed, and you can see your consciousness, it will go up. That power is there. Because he's addressing the same audience while writing those books. That is not so much the case with his book, with his lectures. In lectures, whatever, he gives one lecture in San Francisco, then he flies to New York, and then now again new people are there, and that too they are all Americans, foreigners, plus new to Vedic life, and they know nothing. So that way the lectures become somewhat basic, but that is not the case with the books. Books have gradual progression. So if you read, you can see also your consciousness going up, knowledge wise also, and content wise, and realization wise, and in a sense, consciousness wise also. So you elevate your audience, address the same people again and again, then they will, that will happen. Yes, any other? That I saw, only one was there. That I answered. Okay. So clear? How many of you will read every day? Now, how much we should ask? What is expected from youth center devotees? Minimum every day? Some quota is allotted? 45 minutes, 1 hour,
Not
half an hour. Nothing is. Weekly, how much is expected?
not more than
3.5 hours. 3.5
Weekly 3.5. That means daily half an hour. Okay. Half an hour is less. Maya may kiss you. I said you may like kiss. But it's very strong kiss. You will miss by that kiss. Krishna, you will miss. So that's why read more. Try to read 45 minutes or 1 hour. That will be, your intelligence will become very strong and you will get tremendous boost in chanting. Today morning I saw they were quite, I don't know what the reason, but they were feeling sleepy and I saw across the whole hall, here as well as that side, quite many of you were tired. God knows why. You slept late and for coming here you rushed or what right time. But how many of you in the college days for studying and all had night out, what you call, night you were awake? So that may cause some problems in your current health also because you did not rest well in the night. I have hardly had, because of staying in hostel, because of that bad association, seeing some boys study whole night. Once or twice, I had gone for that whole night, what they call night out and all that, studying whole night. But otherwise, 10 o'clock I would sleep and 6 o'clock I would get up in hostel after shifting twice, 4 o'clock. So 10 to, now at least follow that rule. 10 to 4 you are sleeping. You are not going to sleep after 10 unless really required. Like I travel in preaching some sacrifice. Like tonight also I'll reach late in the morning. But otherwise, sleep at 10 and get up by 4. Don't get up after 4. Don't sleep after 10. Sleep before 10 and get up by 4. 6 hours, solid 6 hours rest. And thereby then you are very uh, healthy in chanting. And still sleep comes, then stand up, walk, do whatever it takes. Tell your friend to wake you up because when you are sleeping, you may not know. He wakes you up, then you know. Then you stand up, you walk. You have to hear the holy. You have to utter. You have to get out of bodily platform by uttering clear pronunciation, and you have to get out of mental platform by hearing. As I said, our problem is bodily platform and mental platform. You have to come to intellectual platform. By reading Prabhupada books, definitely it will help. But apart from that, in field, we have to stand up. Even now also, when I feel sleepy and all, I stand up. Or I walk and chant. I cannot say so many years now I'm perfect being. I'm senior, I'm counselor. Maya can cheat you in any phase of your life. What's the problem? Walking is good. Walk. And that avoids the sleep. Walking and sleeping is quite an impossibility unless you are very expert. So make sure you chant clearly and hear attentively and also read Prabhupada books. This will help you powerfully. Those of you who wish to be brahmachari in future, it will help you. Otherwise, brahmachari life also will be difficult in a sense. Offenses will happen without intelligence being very strong, stout, sharp, clear. Clear vision, clear intelligence is there, then clear vision is there. Then you see things as they are, see devotees for what they are, and you will not offend them, you will want to serve them. By that you will get unlimited blessings of Vaishnavas, will become stronger and stronger in bhakti, and you will be nice instrument in the mission of Srila Prabhupada in the hands of spiritual master. And you will get Golok Vrindavan, you will reach Golok Vrindavan. Okay, so thank you all very much. Okay, you have a question? Yes.
जैसे अभी चतुर्मास चल रहा है एंड मेनी टाइम्स इंस्पायर कर किया जाता है कि वी कैन टेक सम वाओ और माई सेल्फ ऑल्सो समटाइम आई थिंक कि वाओ ले सकते हैं कि बिफोर चैंटिंग डू नॉट ईट एनीथिंग बट फिर माइंड में आता है कि इस दिन अगर ऐसा इस दिन साल में ऐसा दिन होगा जहाँ पे ये वाओ टूटेगा लाइक कोई बहुत हैवी सर्विसेज है या फिर कहीं ट्रैवल करना है या फिर ऐसा कुछ आ गया तो वहाँ पे टूटे गए तो फिर
So next day you can compensate. Let's say that day is 1 hour you did not read. You had taken a vow every day 1 hour. So next day you read 2 hours.
इस एक्सेप्शन को इंक्लूड नहीं करना है.
That's why don't take vow. Take some kind of commitment or promise. In my life I would When I got Brahman initiated, it's like 2001 I got. But one point of time, maybe 2002, 3, I would promise the deities, Radha Kunjavari deity and Gaur Nitai. Like on Nityan Pradeshi, I would promise on Gaur Purnima. But first I started with Radharani. First was with Radharani only. On Radhashtami day, I promised Radharani. In this 1 year, from this Radhashtami to next year Radhashtami, I will distribute 1000 books. Small, big, anything. So then what happened? Already I was distributing books, but now it's like targeted, and that was for Radharani's pleasure. So then I decided how many books it comes every day. It should be 3 books minimum. So, but every day I may not go out for distribution. So then once in a week, 21 books I should distribute, or whatever way. And I would in my sadhana card they would be mentioned also. Now how many books are distributed till today? Now how many? And surprisingly, that year 1000 plus books were distributed by next Radhashtami. I was very happy. So I said, now Radhashtami, my dear Radharani, from this Radhashtami to next Radhashtami, I will distribute 100 Mahabig books and 2000 small books. I was enthusiasm, determination increased. So then I started distributing, and then that was also done. So I was very happy. Next Radhashtami, I said, Radharani, now I think I was youth coordinator for all India. So then it was heavy service, and I was quite busy with youth preaching. So I said, Radharani, I'm scared to now increase. So I'm sorry, but I will try for 1000 books. And also, I was little hesitating in promising like that because I was thinking life is so busy, whether 1000 also will happen or not. But we will try. So what happened? It was September, no? Radhashtami is September. So September went, October went, November went, passed by, and I was wondering, my God, nothing is done. Hardly no book distribution was happening. I already knew my life is very tight, and I had promised. And then marathon came. 1 month, more than 1000 books were distributed. Done. I was really. Then this is a game, so I got addicted to this intoxicating game. So then I started Kunjavari. I told Kunjavari that I will trace you 50 times in a year. And life was busy. I was traveling to Warangal, 12 days there, traveling 1 day, 2 days. And so then half the month I'm not there. Still I had promised that I will. 50 weeks are there, 52. So I would snatch, after I would come back, I would try to do, not every day, twice, thrice a week, dressing of Radha Kunjavari. So that also was done. Janmashtami to Janmashtami. Then Gaur Purnima day, I promised Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because you came for spreading holy name. From this Gaur Purnima to next Gaur Purnima, I will distribute 50 beads. I was distributing books in the trains. So to those people, I will distribute beads like that. So then after book distribution, now an extra feature was added. I would ask him, sir, if you don't mind, would you like to take the beads? These beads you can chant on. He said, I don't know how to chant. I said, I will show you. So I have chanted in the train. One Mataji sitting on upper berth and I sitting on side upper berth. And I gave the beads she took and I said, now let us chant together. So both of us, she's chanting there and we both chanted one round. I said, like this Mataji, you chant every day one round. She said, okay. And others also I distributed. And then I would go for Gaur Purnima festival. After Gaur Purnima, they would have our center. They would call me, Prabhu, come. So then I would go there and I would ask the host, through these beads are there, I want to give people, but they are for 15 rupees. 15 is a little odd number. If it is for 10 rupees, it will be very nice. Is it possible to get some sponsorship? Then he would ask how many beads you have. Then I would say 10, 20, whatever the number. He said, okay, how much? 20 into 5, 100. Now I will give 100 rupees. So don't worry, you announce. Like that. So I would announce. So now this is Gaur Purnima. Mahaprabhu came to give holy name. So it will be very nice if you take the beads and every day chant one round. So I have these beads. These are for 15 rupees and Prabhu has kindly sponsored 5 rupees. So now it is only for 10 rupees. So all those who want, please come forward. They would come forward, and this is because I have to complete my quota. Na? The main reason is not told. And it's so like that. So this is promising. And I had promised with the deities directly. Pujyavihari, Radharani, Gaur Nitya, like that. So after 50, then next year I promised 100 beads. Like that. I stopped that business. Business is over. Now I'm in loss, I think. But I stopped my business. I should have expanded my business to many, many states and countries. But whatever.
Many devotees are doing on your
Hmm?
Now many devotees are doing on your way.
Okay. So don't vow. Don't take a vow. Vow is a very serious thing. You can die, but you cannot break your vow. That's why at the time of initiation, it's a vow. It's not a promise. It's not just some kind of commitment or just some words. So vow in front of Guru and all. So Promise. I had asked this before beginning this game. And once I remember still, we were going to Ati Vidyavich College of Engineering Youth Center. Sundarshyam Guru was going to give lecture. He was sitting in sumo next to driver. I was sitting behind. So it was there in my mind, tickling or troubling. So I asked from backside only, Sundarshyam, I want to ask you something. He was preparing for lecture. He said, yes, what is that? I said, Prabhu, if I promise something to deities or some kind of offering, but if I fail to complete it, will it be an offense on my part? He said, no, it's a promise. How can that be offense? If you take a vow, then it will be offense. So you're promising, and by their grace only you will be able to complete. And in case it doesn't happen, no problem. It's a promise. Then I said, done. Now henceforth. Then that Radhashtami came, then I promised Radharani 1,000 books.
And also, basically, we should not promise so many promises. Otherwise,
Yeah.
people-
One point of time I was doing that multitasking, man. Simultaneously I started praying to Radharani also. 2-3 goals for years. But if you are able to, if you have faith, by faith you can move mountains. Jesus said, no? If you have faith of the size of mustard seed, and you tell the mountains to move, mountains will move. Angum langayate giri. Mukkam karoti vacharam. Devotional service is so powerful. Only we have not experienced, exercised it fully because we are working for 8 hours for some mundane boss. That's why I'm telling you, give up. Today only you don't have to go. The class can continue. We'll have feast afterwards, again we can have class. I'm supposed to go to temple, but my flight is evening, so I have still time. You can be here till 2 o'clock. Don't go. See, Krishna is our supreme boss. How can somebody claim himself to be your boss? You Krishnadas hai Vishwas, kar le to aaj dukha na. You realize that you are Krishna's servant, you will not be miserable. Isn't it? Miserable without salary, miserable with salary. So why you go for that? We are blissful without salary. And we have the full salary of full bliss. Overflowing bliss. Think about it. We'll end here. Over, no? So Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Books ki, Srila Gaur Bhaktavinda ki, Vimai Gaur Premanande. Brahmacharis are ecstatic. Whenever I give proposal for brahmachari, they feel, yes, I will take him to our voice. Our voice did not hear. They should hear. God, if only they were present. Maybe we'll play the recording, but I think the recording is not so good. We'll take Prabhu only. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very,
See how blissful he is. More than me, because he gets brahmacharya. If you join, he will join me. I know you will not join fully. He is more blissful than me. Who wants Vadumala? That means you will not get Varmala. Ajay, all three. All of you are married. Okay? Not with each other. We don't promote gay culture. We are married to Krishna, who is our only husband.
So we are very thankful that Prabhuji traveled to many voices and Prabhuji last came to Shantipur voice also. Shantipur. And
आपकी शांति भंग करने के लिए. Pur in Marathi, Pur means flood. To bring the flood of Shanti or Ashanti in your life.
in this way, Prabhuji has been inspiring all of us for many years. So we are very thankful, and we also hope Prabhuji keeps coming to the center.
And I hope that you keep inviting me to Bangalore and then to your side. If you invite, I'll come.
Yes, we have been getting it. We will be seeking also. Okay, so let us all thank Sundarshyam Prabhuji for inspiring us so much. By one time loudly chanting Hare Krishna mantra.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
We would like to thank our Rona Prabhu. So Prabhu's just 3 days before his birthday was there. He's the one who's taking care of this center from last 1 year in many odd times, though there was no cook.
It's full time, bro.
Yeah, he's full time, bro. He's kind of full time only, bro. Hardly goes to office, but
And hardly also should not. Never goes to office. And always in his ISKCON office. Like that.
So he's the one who is inspiring many devotees. Before he was taking care of Chaitanya Festival Temple Youth preaching. So now he came from there to here, and personally is doing here a lot of preaching, corporate preaching programs, and sometimes he only cooks and he only gives session. He only cleans the vessels.
One man show.
One man show. Literally.
Good. Prabhupada was like that. 22nd Avenue.
And many of the camps, he was the main head cook, for the many camps for many years in Bangalore actually. So many years is there. So I'd like to thank Arun for his so wonderful contribution to our community, Krishna movement, from small kid, from projects.
Yeah, whole altar. Hare Krishna. I would, in my travels, I would carry this. Whole altar is there. Nice. Radha Madhav, Mayapur creation. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Take prasad now. And if you want bakri, whole life.
In car, we have to sit empty. While going in car, we have to sit empty to temple.
No, not two seats are empty inside, but above we will make loft. Multi-story sitting arrangement. Let the whole Bangalore city see how the boys are kidnapped, spiritual kidnapped, and they are being taken to ISKCON Brahmacharya Ashram. Openly they are being taken. And those who are kidnappers, they are inside that vehicle. And if they come close, we will kidnap them also. Except Mataji. We cannot kidnap. Otherwise, we will get kidnapped. Chalo, take prasad. Only 2 remained. All others left. No problem.
It's not good to be right.
Avdesh Prabhu. Avdesh. Well, I'm remembering.